I just wanted to find a comedy outlet.
In terms of like medium of comedy,
okay, like I can still do comedy.
Just a form of comedy.
Comedy.
Welcome to the Comedy Podcast. I'm your host, Mackenzie Nolly. Today's topic is comedy groups at Indiana University. In today's podcast, we will focus on 4 different groups. Each has a different background story, what kind of comedy they do, auditioning processes, and so on. Let's first start with an underdog, Ladies' Night. Ladies' Night is mostly sketch comedy.
We do sketch comedy.
They also sometimes partake in improv as well. They are a fairly recent group made entirely of women. That's what makes them stand out.
Like the reason we started, I guess, was like we noticed that there was like a lot of like males in comedy, not so many females.
This is one of the members of Ladies' Night.
There was probably for every like dude in a group, like there was maybe like half a girl. So we were like, okay, let's make this about like, you know, like women in comedy. Let's make this a place for like us to like write and not feel like marginalized, which like I'm not saying we did feel that way, but like there are like always instances, like especially in comedy, like it's very like male dominated thing. So we were like, okay, like Ladies' Night comedy. That's kind of how our name came up.
A group of women coming together to prove that they can be just as funny as men. Hence the name Ladies' Night.
I feel a lot safer, I guess, expression ideas there. Like I'm taken more seriously. Just like I can say whatever I want. Like I can talk about my period and like no one gives a shit. Like it's fine. I don't have to worry about things like that. And it's comfortable, I'd say. It's just a lot more comfortable for me.
This group of women wanted to feel comfortable being themselves without any sexist viewpoints. Another underdog group is Backdoor Comedy. They focus a lot on both sketch comedy and improv.
We improvise a lot just as people, like, fucking around.
This is Kylie. She created Backdoor Comedy by herself.
I auditioned for, I think, all of the comedy groups. I just didn't really fit in anywhere.
Backdoor is seen as more of the rejects.
What's up, reject table?
Those who auditioned and were rejected were invited to Backdoor.
So the people that I connected with at these different auditions, I invited eventually to come and audition for Backdoor. The founding 4 was born, which was fun, and then it just kind of took off from there.
Backdoor has since taken off and became widely known around campus. Who's On First is a bigger group at IU that specializes in short-form comedy.
Short form comedy is, I guess, just briefer, and then long form is more like, I think 8 to 12 minutes is the typical range. And there's more of a plot often with long form.
They focus on shorter scenes instead of connecting scenes like in long form. I met up with Who's On First to see them perform the scene, Hair Salon.
Well, we are about...
See, I thought this was just a nails hair done. You know what I mean? Like a do you nails, do you hair. But
yeah,
this is like a real.
It is, but we're just quiet here. But I can get you the new magazine if I'll let you.
How long you been working here, Becky?
Finally, we have Awkward Silence, one of the biggest names in improv here on campus. Unlike the other groups, they strictly do long-form improv.
So Awkward Silence is a long-form improvisational comedy group on Indiana University's campus. A lot of the other groups on campus do more than one kind of comedy, but we strictly do long-form, which I think is pretty cool because we can really focus on that and like kind of hone it in. So long-form is like 20 minutes. We do like sets of 20 minutes and they're connected, kind of like mini plays. It's much longer, it's much more difficult than short form.
I spoke to Harlan Kelly, an alumni of Awkward Silence. He had many good things to say about the experience.
I think improv kind of breeds closeness a bit because you have to be super comfortable with people in order to do improv well. I think like it takes a lot of trust to do this weird thing on stage in front of people, and you're doing that much with people, it's just going to breed an openness.
This has been a taste of the comedy scene here at Indiana University. Check out the different groups and give them a great audience. For the Comedy Podcast, I'm Mackenzie Nolly. Goodbye.